You know, scammers are getting more creative and more aggressive. So, from fake packages showing up on your doorstep to phony deals targeting holiday shoppers, the Better Business Bureau says the fraudsters are hitting people in new ways this year. And so, Juliana O'Rork from the Better Business Bureau joins us here in the Live Impact studio. Juliana, very scary as we go into a summer where we should be, relaxing and having a good time.
Yes.
But we're going to keep our sixth sense for some of these scams.
That's right. We're not going to be scared. We're going to be educated.
No, but I do want to start with this brushing scam.
Yes.
Is this mystery package?
Yes. So
Okay.
brushing scams have actually been around for a little while. It's just, we don't talk about them as much as we talk about some of the other scams. But basically what happens is if you get a package delivered to your house, oftentimes from Amazon, and there's no return sender, you have no idea who it came from, it's not something you ordered, this is essentially what's called a brushing scam. And basically what happens is companies send packages to consumers because what they do is they sort of fluff up their sales, but then they also can write really 5-star customer reviews saying from that particular individual that they sent the package to. So it's a lot of fraudulent stuff going on, but basically the sellers benefit because their sales go up, and then they have obviously sent these packages and items to people, and so then they portray to be those people leaving reviews online.
Oh, wow. It seems like a lot of effort for a company to do
Yes.
to just get a new review.
I agree, but we all know reviews are really important, and so that's essentially the biggest benefit for them. But what's a little bit scary is, of course, somebody having your information and being able to send you a package, so they obviously have your name, your address, potentially your phone number, and so that's a little bit scary. But when you get packages like this, obviously you can contact Amazon, let them know that it happened. You're not required to return whatever's sent to you, and there's just an array of things that are sent out. I know I randomly received what looked like a generic fake engagement ring, almost like a knockoff one or something. But there's been reports of all types of different things, flashlights, just home products. I actually got one in the mail that was just inside of this little envelope package was a mailing label. And so I know I don't really understand that one, but I just tossed it because, whatever. But yeah, so if you see packages just showing up on your door and there are things you didn't order and you don't know where they're coming from, you don't need to try to reach out to, any of the contact information. If there's a QR code, certainly don't scan it. That's another way that they're scamming people, is if you scan that QR code, it can take you to a fake website or download malware on your device, or it could even take you to some type of a form if you wanted to fill that out. So just be really careful when you get stuff like this to your home.
Okay. All right. Very good. And you can keep the flashlight.
And you can keep it. I could keep, the little fake engagement ring. I could keep it.
All right. There you go. Fend off those suitors.
Yeah.
All right, Juliana, from the home to the office, or even online, shoppers like to do the online. I certainly love, going shopping online.
Yeah.
Father's Day just a couple of weeks away, and the timing here couldn't be worse. What should we know when it comes to shopping before hitting buy?
Yeah, so Father's Day is coming up on June 21st, which is also my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
I know,
Father's
fun,
Day.
right?
Yeah.
But last year, the National Retail Federation reported that there was spending of $24 billion on Father's Day gifts. And so people and consumers spend a lot of money. It's, all types of different things: clothing, gift cards, electronics, personal care, events, stuff like that. So when you're shopping for Father's Day, just like we talk about with shopping online in general, you want to be careful where you're purchasing from. If you see deals online, just make sure they're not too good to be true. If you're seeing coupons and things solicited to you on social media, you don't necessarily have to click on that ad. Go outside of the social media platform to see, hey, can I find this same deal? Where can I find this company? What are people saying about this company? Have they had good experience ordering from them, working with them? So it's all the typical red flags we tell people to pay attention to whenever you're shopping online. It's just a little more heightened because it's a specific holiday, and we know that scammers do their best to really target people when they know they're spending money.
And you think you're going to get a good deal because it's for Father's Day only, and you go to that website, and some of these websites are fake.
Yes, they can be fake, and honestly, they put them up and take them down as quickly as possible. So you could order from a website today and go back tomorrow, and the website could be taken down. The contact information that they quote unquote provided, nobody's monitoring anymore. The phone number's disconnected. The email's bouncing back, and so those are, you just want to be really careful that you can find all of that information when you're looking on websites. websites. Make sure they're secure with that HTTPS. Double check for any type of grammatical or spelling errors. Do reverse Google image searches to see where the images are appearing outside of just that website. So lots of ways to protect yourself.
All right, basically, you just got to slow down when you shop online.
Exactly.
Gift cards are one of those popular gifts for Father's Day. I love a gift card. Yes. I know my dad loves gift cards too. So, but it's also one of the riskiest. Why is that, and how can we protect ourselves?
Yeah, so you want to be really careful with gift cards. When you're buying them in the store physically, you want to make sure they haven't been tampered with. Somebody hasn't already scratched off numbers on the back or put a different barcode on there. So those are things you want to be careful with, because gift cards are essentially treated as cash. And it makes it very difficult when something happens to get your funds back or, recoup any of that loss.
Okay. And if someone does get burned by an online scam, can they do anything to get their money back?
They can certainly try, of course. We always encourage people to pay with a credit card, so you can dispute that charge with your financial institution. And then, of course, we ask you to report it to us on our BBB scam tracker tool, so then we can, of course, tell you all what's going on and what we're seeing.
Yeah, for sure. That always helps. All right. So from shoppers, it's not only affecting our wallet, but those who are seeking jobs. There is a new trend here that says there are some job scam reports that have doubled. What's driving that increase?
Yeah, so we just released a new report last week. The title's a little lengthy, but it's called Employment Scams Soar, Video Boosters Left Unpaid, and Education Needs Are Paramount. So basically, our International Investigations Initiative puts a few reports together a year, especially when we're getting lots of scam tracker reports based on the same type of scam. And we know every year employment scams typically tends to be in the top 3 of the most popular seen scams that we get every single year. And so the report essentially looks at a pattern of reports, what the stories are from those individuals, and then what kind of money have they lost. And so those reports did double. We have reports in the last 3 years from over 50,000 consumers. So it is prevalent. It is running around like crazy. We know summer is a big time where people are looking for additional work. Students are home from school, so they like to target college students. So you just want to be really careful when you're looking for a job. And, if somebody reaches out to you out of the blue, it's not a job you've applied for, be very careful, because a lot of times that's how these things get started, whether they text you, email, or call.
One of these scams is task-based. Can you walk us through what that looks like?
Yeah, so one of the things the study really found is that these task-based scams, so for instance, a scammer reaches out to you, you don't know it's a scammer, it looks like maybe a real employment company, and essentially they're asking you to work from home, and they want you to go on social media platforms and like things and follow different accounts. And so we refer to that as task-based, because they're asking you to do these small things online, but they're willing to pay you substantial amounts of money. So again, those of us that have been in the workforce for a while know that that's not going to happen. You're not going to be paid these big bucks for sitting at home and just liking and scrolling on social media when tons of people are doing that for free anyways. Exactly, right? We'd love for it to be true, but it's not. And so these task-based scams, from a job perspective, seem to be popping up pretty prevalently. And so they essentially, we have a picture of a screenshot on our website where it shows from, the recruiter company, what have you, it's $300 to $600 a day, and all you have to do is go like posts and view things on YouTube or whichever social media platform they're looking for, and they're willing to offer you the job pretty quickly. Like I said, the pay is really high. These are all things you want to be on the lookout for. Also, if you've never spoken to the person or video chatted with them, these are all really big red flags.
Right. And that text on the phone for an unsolicited job, that's not real.
Yeah, most job recruiters don't text you right away like that. They'll email you from a legitimate email that's with the company, and so, or they'll call and walk you through things. Oftentimes, a text message isn't going to be the first way they reach out to you.
Okay. All right, Juliana, anything else?
Like I said, trust your gut, and if it's too good to be true, that's because it is.
All right. Packages, online shopping, and jobs. Pretty much life. All right, just want to be careful. Juliana O'Rork from the Better Business Bureau. Always appreciate the conversation and the warnings. Thank you.